the saying that being a man is hard, being a man is not easy, man has to be the one to provide for the home, man has to be the one to do this and that. I also want to remind everyone out there that although we understand that being a man is not easy, being a woman as well, being a woman, being a female, being a girl is not easy. And because for the past 1 week, I've seen several, not one, not two, not three, news of related incidents uh, leading to loss of life. And because of this, I believe this is no more time to be quiet about it. There are a lot of cultural issues as well that has to do with this, and I think the earlier we begin to talk about this, creating this awareness of those barbaric cultures that we're all born into, and the earlier we remind ourselves about it, then we'll be able to know what step to take. And it's sad to understand or to realize that some of these issues did not start during the course of the relationship. Some of these bad attitudes, some of these abusive issues that we experience in our relationships actually start from childhood, which were left undealt with, and then the partners now bears the consequences. So we have to look inward. We have to look at our male children. What are we teaching them? What are they seeing us doing in our various homes? Are we showing them that good examples of how males should behave? And if you've got female children, thankfully I've got both, and it's a hard work that parents have to do. So parenting is a lifetime contract. So it's a lifetime, because sometimes when things happen, I'm like, oh, I can't wait for my children to grow older. And then I see people with older children telling me that, oh, that's when actually the job really started. So waiting for your children to reach a particular age and then ignoring them is not even the answer to the problem. So sorry if you can hear background noise. I've got our kids at home. And today, so let's just quickly talk about the signs of abuse, or signs that that there is something wrong, something bad going on in a relationship. It might be mother to father, father to daughter, mother to mother's relationship. So there are signs to show that something is wrong and that we need to safeguard ourselves. We need to safeguard ourselves. I understand that, from my background, when things happen, because we are born into, majority of us are born into religious background. Our first point of contact is always the pastors. But unfortunately, due to the amount of stories behind ministers of the gospel or other religious leaders condoning abuse. So it's no more a number one. It shouldn't be our number one go-to anymore. For instance, there is so I have about 5 different cases, but I'm just gonna briefly talk about, because I don't want this video to be too long, about a few. Recently, majority of us, or some of us, must have heard about the sudden demise of a gospel singer or a gospel artist or minister, whichever one we know how to call it. And this is someone who we all respected. We love her voice, we love how she ministers, how she sings in song, how she draws people's hearts closer to God during worship, not knowing that she herself was going through a lot of trauma in her home. So where do we go when home is no more safe? Because I believe the safest place that every one of us will need to retire to after a daily job is home. But when the home is no more a place to go to, where do we turn to? So and I think one of the things that led to her demise, like people have been saying, which I've taken time to listen to different stories about her before coming up to say this, was that she was silent. She was silent throughout the period that she was going through these difficulties, these challenges in her relationship, because she was protecting her image. Yes, we all have image to protect, But we also need to remember that you know, so many people depend on us financially, emotionally. So what happens to our children now that she's passed on? I believe she stayed in that relationship. I mean, one of the reasons why she stayed was probably protecting her children. That, okay, I don't want to leave my husband. I don't want, because of my children, you know, like most people say, most people are still in abusive relationship due to the fact that they needed someone to look after their children. They don't want their children to be brought up by single parenting. There's nothing wrong in single parenting as long as you're doing the right thing. I've seen so many children brought up by single parents who are well known all over the world today. But where are those millions or billions being brought up by both parents and they are nowhere to be found? Nobody knows about them. So we have to consider, it shouldn't be about us alone or about what others would say. So because of so many destinies that are attached to us, whenever we sense, or whenever we sense that something is wrong, it's overpowered. This situation, I am powerless in this situation. The first step of coming out of such situation is speaking up. So we have to open up about it. I'm one of those who is guilty of not opening up if anything is wrong. However, thank God I've not had to experience such, and I hope such wouldn't happen. But if anything like that happens, trust me, I've taken my bags, I'm out. One, I just need that space. You know, things happens. No, we human beings, we are constantly changing. So the Deborah I was 10 years ago might not be the Deborah that I am now, because we learn daily, we learn and unlearn daily. And in the case of the woman I've just cited for an example, I understood she got married to this man even while she was discharging her duty as a gospel artist. So it wasn't that probably she was in the world when she got married to this man. She must have prayed. People must have counseled her and said, oh, this is the best man for you, congratulations. But along the line, things happen, things change. And instead of seeking help, she remained quiet, even when she was, you know, brutally, or how do we put that? When she was badly injured, or getting to the hospital, she still did not disclose to the doctor that she's been physically abused by the husband. So if she had disclosed, probably she wouldn't have died, because it's like the doctors are treating the wrong thing. So if she had disclosed that, okay, I've been kicked, I've been kicked in the chest through domestic violence, the doctor would have known what to treat. But because she did not disclose this. So one of the very first signs of recognizing abuse is chronic anger. Yes, we can be upset. Everyone can be upset. You can say, you know, one or two things. Oh, I don't like this, and that should be it. But when it's becoming chronic, like this is becoming on, you know, it's going on and on to the extent that the person is laying hands, eating you, or even it might not be even physical abuse. It might be just verbal aggression as well. Is bad. We shouldn't tolerate such, and especially in a place where our children are also involved. So what the children are seeing, this can disturb or upset their mental health. There is also disparaging humor, where someone is trying to make a joke. You know, sometimes some people make some joke. I'm like, this is not funny. It's not funny. Please. So jokes that ordinarily someone wouldn't have made about you, and they started making such a joke to put you down or to devalue you. You are value. You have to place value on yourself. But when somebody starts making some not so funny jokes about you, you have to call them out. Verbal abuse. Sorry, I think my manager is saying something. Sorry?
Will Smith and
oh yes. So we saw what happened about Will Smith as well. Physical abuse, anger. I believe it's not something that just happened on that stage. Probably they've had a beef, like, or whatever that has been going on before the event that happened. Who knows? So eating people doesn't just start in a day. No, we see children eating each other. We have to tell them off immediately. Because if that is not done on time, they grow with it. And when they grow and it gets to a stage whereby they are involved in, you know, relationship, it might not be sexual relationship alone. It might also be a relationship with, you know, we have males, we have female friends, male friends. Anything can happen. If you go physical, that's an assault. You can be arrested for it. Not even arrested alone, punished under the law. So we have to be careful. Verbal aggression, when someone has a controlling nature, someone is controlling, you know, telling you what to do. Don't do this, don't go there. I'm warning you. If you do that, you are not allowed to come back into this house. Honestly, it's not just upsetting situation alone. It's traumatizing. Some people are overtly opinionated. They thought they know it all. So whatever they say is a final. No, I know this better than you. What do you know? You don't know anything. When people are putting you down with their own opinion, not allowing you to hear or say your own opinion, you have to be careful about them. Manipulative as well. When people are manipulative, putting blame on you, you don't care about me, I care than you, I expect you to do this. What if? When I always tell people, don't shoot on yourself. Oh, I should have done this. When people are telling you should have done this, or you should have done this, I expected so much from you than this. We have different strengths. You can't compare your strength to my own strength. So when it's becoming what when people are shooting on you, you should have done this. What if I have not done this? If I have not married you, would have remained in your village. If I have not married you, you wouldn't be who you are now. Listen, ladies, your life shouldn't depend on marriage alone. Besides, marriage is a good thing. But if the relationship is getting hot, please get out. God hates divorce. But do you understand why the Bible recorded that God hates divorce? I've done so much research into this, and I think this is a topic for another day, because it will take a whole long video of why God says he hates divorce. Things happen. God didn't just say that he hates divorce. It was because of how people were behaving at the time. Things happened. Women were being treated like trash. They were being put away. They don't care about their feelings. And that's why God says he hates divorce. But I'm going to talk about this in another video. So how do we now get out of all this toxic relationship? The first step is voicing out. Voice out. We all have emotions. When your emotion is becoming disturbed, you're beginning to get so much worried about the future, your current state. You can't sleep at night. You are down all the time. You're constantly thinking about this. Your life is gradually being dragged into the mud. Please speak up. Like I've said earlier on, we always run to our spiritual leaders or pastors or whoever that we run to in our various religions. If you don't feel safe talking to them, speak to another elders. Elders have more knowledge, more wisdom. They've seen different experiences. Even if it is 1 or 2 nights, run away from home. And then let elders come into the situation. But the very best way to go about it is to go through the route of, how do we call them? The law enforcement officers. That's the best way to go about it. I'm sorry, I'll have to call a spade a spade. Many lives are being cut short due to this. Emotional disturbance. If your emotion is being constantly disturbed, you have to break free from such relationship. If it's parents, if it's ordinary friend, if it's sexual relationship, whatever type of relationship that is giving you emotional disturbance, you have to break free from them. So seek professional help. Apart from talking to elders, the people that we trust, apart from talking to them, also seek professional help. It's not an offense to seek professional help. I think it's even better because when you pay for it, you want to make sure that you get the best thing out of it.